Well, guys, here we are. Episode number 1. Welcome to the Vibe Podcast with myself, the fraud, as you guys know me as. No, not really. JRFIZZY, and of course, my co-host, LadToDad. You might know him, content creator, turned COD streamer, all the business.
That's a bit cheeky. COD streamer.
COD streamer, you know, we're here. You know,
I mean, the
variety.
saying LadToDad is cracked. You know, LadToDad is a little bit cracked at some games.
Some games. Some games, there we are. But nah, guys, honestly, welcome to the Vibe Podcast. I know a lot of you guys have been looking forward to it. It's something that me and Lad obviously have been talking about, you know, wanting to do for a very long time. And here we are, man. This is something a little bit different out of both our avenues, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. And also, most importantly, the value that we bring you with the different guests that we've got planned up. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys
it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, to be fair. Like Fizzy just said there, it's been something that we've been wanting to do for ages. And yeah, like we have really like long late night conversations. And we thought, why are we doing this at 4 a.m. and not hitting the record button?
Late night conversations. It's not the vibe that we're going for, but we roll, we move.
Oh, but it's true though. We do speak, like we
fair.
do speak. A lot of what you guys don't see, you know, is the conversations that do happen, you know, outside of when we stream and things like that. And you know, we've talked about YouTube, we've talked about different games, we've talked about FIFA, we've talked about so many different things, and we thought, why are we not hitting the record button on this? Like, why are we not doing it? Like, why aren't we getting this content out there? Surely, you know, you guys want to hear our thoughts on certain things and our journey and our story. So we thought, let's just pop it into, you know, a bit of an episode, and then that's when the conversation went on about doing a podcast and getting other people involved.
One thing leads to another, and here we are, boys. The vibe, you're here. Listen, at the end of the day, guys, we don't want to keep it too structural interview. We just want to keep it chilled. We just want to have fun with you guys, the viewers. I just want to be something that maybe, as you say, it's called the vibe. You can be listening to it in the background, maybe when you're outside, going for a run. It's a chilled vibe. That's what we're going for around here. So hopefully you guys can appreciate and enjoy that, obviously. So, yeah.
It's interesting. So, like as Fizzy said, this is episode 1. This is, you know, I'd say we're nervous. I'm nervous. I don't know if you're nervous, Fizzy.
Just took a nervous poo, to be honest. Little spoiler for everyone. I'll be honest with you. Just before we started this episode, I'd just taken a nervous poo. Not even gonna lie to anyone. I'm being honest. Maybe
waiting. It was a very long poo. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was sat here waiting, thinking, what do I do with myself? He said he'd be back in a minute. Didn't give me any context, but now I know.
God. Yeah.
Now I know.
Crazy.
So episode 1, we don't have any guests with us today, unfortunately. Fizzy, he's got the contacts. I have no contacts. I'm just a small time YouTuber. Fizzy, I can now label him as a big time content creator.
Okay.
So him and his contacts, none of them were available. So you're stuck with us two today. But yeah, episode 1, pretty much today, what we're going to be talking about is what the plans are for the podcast, sort of why we did this. I know we've covered it a little bit as to why we're doing the podcast, but we're going to talk about what the plans are for future episodes and, you know, that sort of story. But yeah, we're also going to be talking about Fizzy, your story, how you've got to where you're at now. We're going to be talking about why my channel is doing what it's doing. We're going to be talking about FIFA, Call of Duty, just a variety of different topics where hopefully you guys can get a bit of an insight in. You get to learn a bit more about us.
Yeah, exactly. And just what we are outside of YouTube and things like that. Like, it's one of those things that we as separate content creators have, like, you probably got the same questions as me. Like, so many different people ask, like, how do you start YouTube? Or, like, how do you do what you're doing? It's one of those things where it's like, you can answer straight away, like on an Insta message or things like that. But I was like, you know what? It's something we could cover on a platform like this. So this is what we're trying to do. So I think that's the brief, like what we're going to be going through today. Just ourselves knowing a bit more about us and things like that. And then obviously in the future, the plan is to have different guests every single week or every other week, depending on what's going on, to be fair.
I mean, so what would you say the purpose is behind this podcast then, Fizzy? Like, for me personally, like, for what I want to get out of this podcast is, when we do get guests on, and that will be happening, whether it's, somebody who's only just starting out or whoever, we're going to try and get a variety of different guests. But for me, it's just to try and understand their story. I want to try and get, everybody has a story.
Everyone has a story.
I just feel like a lot of people don't know about people's stories. They see the success and they see everything else that they're doing from a front end, but behind they don't.
This is it. I mean, like this, they'll see the front thing. They'll see like a 10-minute clip of someone go viral, or they'll see an hour stream or whatever. But then they won't see like the hours behind it. Like they just won't see off camera. And I think with a podcast, I think it's very open, it's very raw. You get to know someone basically for who they are, without the edits, without the crazy animations flying all over the screen, without do you know what I mean? You get to see just a raw conversation between different people. And I think with a podcast for us, because obviously we've known each other outside, I think it's going to be very interesting to get to know other content creators and like what started their YouTube, like why did they start it? Or like, how did they grow and things like that. And hopefully we can get some big time guests on. Hopefully. No promises.
We already know. No promises. We already know the one type of guest you want, Fizzy. Well, we all know the one type of guest you want.
Listen, boys, smash the hell out of the like button. If you guys want to see an OnlyFans model on this podcast, smash the hell out of the like button. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Now, to be fair, just a quick one before Lad goes into it. We are going to try and put this out on YouTube, but we do want to put the audio out on Spotify as well. So if any of you guys are listening out here on Spotify, hit that cheeky little follow button, boys. Be very much appreciated. Or girls, whoever you are, wherever you feel like.
I didn't even think that was a thing. I didn't even know that was a thing on Spotify that you could follow.
I think it's follow, yeah. I mean, we're noobs at this, as you can tell. But, yeah, if you want to follow us for great raw content, there you go. Cheeky one.
Talking of raw, I guess it's worth noting that there is going to be no edits on this. This is literally us at the rawest form that you're going to find us. When we do videos, and I know you probably like it as well, Fizzy.
Yeah.
When you do live stream, you are raw. Like when you live stream and you say
raw
things
to a degree, but
yeah, to an extent. But when you're filming, usually you have a number of takes that you can do, and I've done it with like the intro. I'm like, what do I do for an intro? And you start doing an intro and you mess up, and then you're like, right, I've got to stop recording, hit record again. So it's
crazy.
Like we made the decision. We wanted this to be like in its rawest format. One, because I'm a bit of a lazy guy.
Editing is not our greatest skill, should we say? And then also, for everyone who's watching, obviously, as you guys know, like we get questions all the time, and it's just like it's another way for you guys to get to know us a little bit better outside of the YouTube thing, I guess, and we can talk about other topics like football, world topics, whatever you guys want. Like it's just one of those ones. So it's like us outside of our channels, really. So you get to know a bit more about us, really.
It's so true though, because like I get messages on a daily basis, and I'm not sort of on the level that you're at in terms of numbers, but like I still get messages today of people asking me like, how do I start streaming? Like, what are the best things to do? How do I grow and things like that? And it's if anything difficult. You can take away from this podcast, it's gonna be that. Like, it's gonna be the value aspect of. At the end of the day, anyone can start. You look at all the big time YouTubers,
everyone started from zero.
They have to start from somewhere.
Everyone started from zero at the end of the day. But yeah, a lot of you guys ask those kind of questions. I mean, some of you guys might not know my journey and what I've been doing. Some of you guys might not know Lad's journey. So it's just a bit to get to know us, pretty much in the first episode today. So yeah.
So I guess that leads us on to. I'll tell you what, let's learn a bit more about you, Fizzy, because in terms of, like, I've followed your channel for a while, personally, and I've seen your growth just go through the roof, especially last year.
Yeah, it's been mental,
just mental. So it's like, I guess let's start with you. I mean, I've got a couple of questions fired over to you. I didn't know if you knew, but I have a few questions that I feel just everybody else wants to know. A lot of your fan base, and they do, because when you're in your streams, you get a lot of questions in your streams as well. So I think there's a ton of stuff that, like, I feel people want to know about you. So,
oh god, I'm in the hot
seat.
It
is. It's true though, but like. for those that obviously don't know you, I mean, give us a quick, Dragon's Den style sort of pitch.
Oh, mate.
As to
what am I
you
selling?
are and
what am I selling?
What
What's
your
my
channel
product?
does.
What's my product? My product, boys. The fraud live on screen. No, I'm joking. Now, honestly, to be fair, right? For me, a lot of people have known this. I've told this a lot on streams and stuff, but I've always wanted to do content creation, like YouTube and all of that, from like a young age, but I just never really had the courage to do it. It could have been courage, like I might have just not been able, I might have just not want to put my face on screen. I might have just didn't really know what to do, where to start from, all of that. I'm a very like technical specific person, so like I want to make sure everything is like as perfect as it can be before I start something, which can be a problem because it kind of delays you from starting, if that makes sense. And for me, that's what happened. So like, I went to uni, finished uni 3 years, graduated 2017, and I started my channel. A lot of you guys know this, but a lot of you guys might. But mine's a FIFA channel. If anyone who is interested, JRFIZZY. Obviously, all the links for both of us will be in the descriptions and stuff. But yeah, I started a FIFA channel, and I wanted to become a FIFA content creator. Like, I used to watch FIFA content creators. I used to watch all the people that everyone else used to watch. Sidemen, the Pemfez, A9 Skills, Nick28T, all the guys, all the OGs. Like, you guys know, like, these are the people that we watched and grown up to. And their content is what inspired me and probably inspired a lot of other people. So for me, I was like, you know what? I want to make a YouTube. This was literally randomly, right? I was revising for an exam. I still remember the room. We were revising for an exam, right? I think my accountancy exam or something like that. I can't remember. And my friend was like, you know what? Do you want to start a YouTube? And I think my eyes just lit up. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Like, what? Yeah. Hell yeah. What do you mean? So we basically both started the YouTube channel together. A lot of you guys know he's actually on my channel still, the first video. My friend in uni, and his first initial is the J in JRFIZZY. That's his first initial is his name. So
that's mad. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so it was supposed to be a joint channel. Like, it was supposed to be a joint channel where me and him both created content together. Like, you know, you got like Maverick and Wolfie, how they did their thing together, and then you got, that's who I was kind of. I was like, rah, like it'd be sick to do something together with someone. So we created a joint channel. Well, not a joint. Right. I guess it was a joint channel to start with, but obviously now it's a solo thing. But yeah, so we had that. And then we created videos together, cool, whatever. But then eventually I got a job in Leicester. He got a job in Watford. And it was very difficult to record together and film together and stuff. So, like, I think it was 2017 when Team of the Year was going to come out. Team of the Year was coming out. No, was it Team of the Year? No. It was when FIFA 18 came out. So FIFA 18 came out, all the ratings were coming out and stuff like that. I said, yo, do you want to make a video on it? And like, it just wasn't working. Like, we were just like, oh yeah, we'll do it this day. Then we never did it. And then we'll do it that day. Never did it. So it was kind of like, I was like, you know what? I want to do this. Like, I feel like it was more, this is no shade on him, by the way, because we both obviously had things to do in our own lives, right? But I feel like
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, how did he take, like?
Yeah, it was weird because I just told him, I said, listen, like, you know, it's difficult to record both of us at the same time. We obviously can't meet up every single week because it's expensive. So I'm just gonna record a few videos on my own, and then eventually it was kind of I just started recording on my own. Like, I just started making videos and doing everything on my own, really, and it kind of just fizzled out between the two of us, and then it just turned into a solo channel, really, like me. And here we are. So yeah, I just started doing FIFA videos by myself because we couldn't record together. So it was nothing personal. Like, it was nothing like we never had an argument or anything. Like, we still talk to this day, and he's always just wishing me the best and stuff. But it's just one of those things, just doesn't work out. It's life, really, to be honest. So yeah,
it's so true. It's so true, though. I mean, like, what would you say during that period then? Because obviously you've gone through the decision of it being like a joint channel and then going solo. I mean, to this day, you know, what would you say, like, what have you learned from YouTube in the space of how long you've been doing it?
So much. The thing is, right, everything that I've learned about YouTube has been from YouTube. And it sounds mad, right? But I'm always getting questions on, oh, how do you stream? How do you do this? How do you do that? Yeah. All I used to do was literally type every question I had into YouTube, and there was a video about it. No, on a serious level, like how to use, for example, Streamlabs. If you don't know what that is, it's just like how you use to stream. It's just a program you use to stream. How to use Streamlabs. I literally spent hours and hours and hours watching content of how to use Streamlabs. What's the best settings for Streamlabs? How to title your streams. Like, all these different things from YouTube. Like everything that I've learned till now, I've all learned from YouTube. It's honestly the best thing. It's free education. It's crazy.
It's free. It is crazy, and people forget. Mental. People, I sometimes, like, I'm the same. Even to this day, I'm still like, if I'm in the process of buying a new camera, you know, I bought a new mic, and I'm like, I want, like, to upgrade my setup, but, like, sometimes I don't know what the best camera is in the market. I know nothing about cameras, so I just quickly look on YouTube and see what's there. But I think people forget that those type of videos are available on YouTube, because I feel like some people use YouTube as like a getaway, a bit more like an entertainment platform.
You use it to watch, like you use it to watch content and things like that. But people forget that it's an education platform as well. Like, there's so much that you can learn from YouTube, and that's like, this is how I've learned everything I know. I obviously, you know, talking to people helps, because, you know, you might have questions after a video or whatever. But yeah, if you want to know YouTube, like if you want to learn how to do YouTube, just search it on YouTube, I guess.
I think that's what I'm saying. People do like overthink it, because it is genuinely the second biggest search engine in the world. Exactly. I don't know if anybody knew that, but it's true. Like Google's number 1, and then YouTube is number 2 for Google. Like.
This is what I mean. Like, it's mad, isn't
bizarre.
It's crazy.
It blows my mind. Like, the amount of things on there. It's even got to the point where it's like, me personally, my dad thinks I'm really bad at DIY, and I've never had an interest in it. So when he wanted to put me to the test to do something, so I was like, how to do this on YouTube.
That's
watch
what I mean.
Video,
this is
bish, bash, bosh, done.
This is what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy. And I think people underestimate YouTube like that. And this is the thing, like, when you're starting YouTube, like, you'll learn a lot of things as well. Like, people who do YouTube, like, who started years ago, everything that they know now is just based on things that they've tried that hasn't worked. And I think that's the main thing with YouTube. YouTube, you got to keep trying different things until one thing works, and then you rinse that thing out so you can grow. That's just how YouTube works. It's pretty much.
It's mad. I mean, what would you say then on that note? What's been like, what do you think's the one thing that you can put down towards like the success that you've had last year? Because last year for you was an incredible year. Like, you went from, you know, sort of like February, March, just out of nowhere, just blown up in terms of like establishing yourself within the FIFA community, finding what some might say a gap in the market, but you know, it's not really. But you know, I mean, what would you say has been the number one thing to sort of
I mean, like that? For me, right, I was, for anyone who doesn't know, I was working, obviously COVID come in March, that's when we went into lockdown. But before March, I used to work. Since I started YouTube till March last year, I used to work. Like, I used to work full 9 to 5. I used to commute to Birmingham every single day. So for anyone who doesn't know what that is, Leicester to Birmingham by train is about an hour there, hour back every single day. So by train, right? And then, so what I used to do is I used to get up in the morning like 5:45 to 6, go catch a train, get to work by like 8 or something, come back at like 6:45 or 7:45, right? Every single day. And then what I used to do is I just used to stream. Like, after I got back, I used to stream. And then what started happening was, I remember one day I had a holiday, and I streamed at 6, like the 6 p.m. content. So I streamed at 6, and the views were so much higher. And I was like, hang on a second. Like, what? Like, there's so many more people here. Like, what the hell? So I did that again. I took a holiday off the next Friday, I think it was. And that Friday was icon swaps. For anyone who doesn't know, FIFA 20 icon swaps. Icon swaps is it's basically like a big promo where a lot of people have interest in it. For anyone who doesn't know what FIFA is, and if you're listening and you don't know about FIFA, it's basically like a big promo that everyone gets excited about. So I was live at the time when it was supposed to happen, and it comes out at 6 p.m. in the UK. It didn't come out on Friday, right? And then I just stayed live. I don't know why. Honestly, Siri is so random. I just stayed live. I was just chilling with the people. Like, there was a few people in here. A lot of people were excited. There was like 100 people. I was like, raw. Like, there's 100 people watching me. Oh my God. Like, I got so gassed. So I literally just stayed live and was like, oh, like maybe they release it late. Who knows? Like, we'll just whatever. And we just started having banter like that. And I think it was like around 7:30, 8 o'clock. Like, don't miss. Like, I might be wrong timing wise. Don't get too. You know what I mean? But yeah, it must have been like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the evening. And then Icon Stops came out. And then the whole chat, I kid you not, went mental. And I was losing my mind. I'm like a blabbering robot. Like, oh my God, welcome in. Blah, blah, blah. I was losing my mind. I was like, oh my God, what the hell's happening? Like, my heart's pounding. Yeah. Like, I feel like it's about to jump out of my chest. I just didn't know what was happening. And everyone,
back in a minute, I need a nervous poo.
Yeah. I was just like, oh my word. And then everyone was just literally, everyone came in and started saying, you're the only one live right now on Icon Swaps on YouTube. Like, you're the only one. There's no one on YouTube live. There's no one on Twitch who's live. Like, oh my God, Icon Swaps. Like, what? Show me. I want to know everything. So I guess I kind of got lucky in terms of something came out where I was the only person live. And that was like the big breakthrough, because then from then I was like, okay, I need to try and take holidays off work on Friday every single week so that on 6 p.m. Friday, I know what's coming out. And that's when I just saw the bang in the views. And then obviously COVID happened. And for anyone who doesn't know, that Birmingham job, I actually left in February 2020 and I moved to a new job in Leicester, right? Closer to home. I was going to be able to go live just before 6 as well. So I was like, okay, this is patterned. I'm looking good. I can finally go live for 6 p.m. because that's where the people are. That's where a lot of people come in to see the new content and stuff, etc. And then COVID hit and they was like, yeah, safe, see you later, bro. You're just here for a couple of weeks. Unfortunately, can't keep you on. Like, yeah. So, yeah, they sacked me. Basically, they sacked me, for anyone who don't know what I'm on about. They sacked me. So I was like, you know what? Hey, screw this. I'm not... listen, I don't want to apply for any jobs. Can't be asked to do that. I don't want to...
Wait, you couldn't be asked to find another job.
No,
basically.
Do you know what it was, right? Do you know what it was? I actually looked at the situation and I said, right, something's happening here. I'm growing like a decent amount. I had 3,015 subscribers at the time, 27th of March, 2020. I'll never forget the date and the number, right? And I looked at the situation. I said, you know what? I want to do this full time. It's lockdown right now, which means everyone's at home. I can literally go live every single day for about an hour, 2 hours around the 6 p.m. stuff, because that's when that's where I'm getting a lot of my views, etc. Yeah. Screw it, we'll go for it. Literally, screw it, we'll go for it. I don't want to find a new job anyways because I want to do this full time. I don't want to do anything else. So yeah, screw it, we'll go for it, and that's it. That's what we're doing.
What was your situation? Because I look at that, and obviously my situation's a little bit different in terms of the risk.
Yeah.
You know, people always say, like, take a risk, you'll never know, all this malarkey.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm a big believer of that, don't get me wrong. I'm a very, very big believer. But, like, obviously you took a huge risk and, you know, you're starting to reap the rewards now, given the direction the channel's going in.
Yeah.
But, like, for those that obviously don't know, I mean, what is your situation at home and stuff like that? Like, obviously you've got a partner and, you know, you've got a missus. But, like, what is the situation?
Yeah.
Because...
For me, right, like, my situation is very fortunate compared to other people in terms of I live at home. I live with my parents and my family, so I don't have like I don't live by myself. I don't have like a mortgage to pay for. I don't have kids or anything like that. I don't live with my partner, my missus. So I've got a very comfortable and very stable foundation to do something like this. In terms of, like, if it does fall flat on its backside. Like my obviously my parents will help me out if I need to, and then obviously I just have to go get a job anyways, right? So that's where my living situation is, and like thank God, obviously I'm just lucky and blessed that it's worked out how I've wanted it to work out, and yeah, man, it's just crazy. But I do have to say, my situations are very, very favored and very favorable. I think that makes sense to doing something like this. Because, like, a lot of people are not in my situation. A lot of people do have kids and have mortgage. Like, obviously, we'll come on to you in a second. Like, your situation is different to mine. So, yeah, in terms of that I kind of got lucky that way. that it's just kind of fall into place.
It is pretty mad though how like something like you say, something where you've been working pretty much most of your life, and something like this situation where you get an inkling of that something's going in the right direction, and you think, you know what, I'm going to take that risk, and I'm going to go balls deep into it and see what happens. And thankfully, I think that's the weird thing. If you look back now
crazy,
at that decision, if you'd have carried on and looked for another job, like, do you honestly think that you would be where you are now?
If I still work, if I was on furlough and I was still working from home doing what I was doing, no chance. I wouldn't even have. I don't think I'd even have 10K subs.
We wouldn't even have Team Boozer, ladies and gentlemen.
We wouldn't have Team Boozer, like Team Boozer in the building. But yeah, no, this is the thing. Like, it's crazy when you look at things in hindsight. Like, hindsight is a wonderful thing.
Definitely.
And yeah, I guess, like I said, it's just fallen into place of how I've wanted it. But I think we'll probably come on to this in later podcasts or like later during this episode. But a lot of it has not just come like out of the blue. Like, there's a lot of hard work that's been put, guys. Don't just think I've just woken up, gone live, haven't even showered yet. I'm in my boxers, the t-shirt's on, and streaming. Like, it's not all hunky dories. There are days there are days which are bad days. Like, you do have bad days, like just like anyone else. You do have days where you're like, do I want to stream today, or do I want to make a video today? It's not all rosy. It really isn't. And
I think that was the reason, going back to like the podcast, like that's why we want to do this, is because you guys see, whether it's me live or Fizzy live for, a few hours a day, you see like, or you see videos that we upload, you see like the success that comes with that, but you never see like the struggles. And I always say this, there's an image that I remember seeing where it's like a bloody, what's it called? What's the thing the Titanic crashed into?
Oh,
iceberg.
Yeah. Iceberg. Yeah.
So there's literally an image of an iceberg, and at the top it's like what people see, and it's all to do with like success and followers and all this lot. But then
I know what you're saying. It's like, I think it's the iceberg. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about as well.
Yeah, like at the bottom it's saying like, this is what people don't see. And it's like everything you don't see. So the struggles, the arguments that you have with family,
the mean
and friends,
comments,
and,
the struggle to pay for something, or like No, you're right.
That's why this podcast, I think, is just something that me and Fizzy are so passionate about, because we want to sort of educate you guys that are watching this and listening to it. That it's not all hunky dory. Yeah, it is fun to do. Don't get me wrong. If we didn't enjoy it, we wouldn't be doing it. Yeah. But at the same time, it can be a struggle. You're you're always thinking, you're always learning and always developing.
It's a 24/7 job, boys. I'm telling you now, right? If any of you are out there listening and you're like either a full-time content creator or even a part-time content creator, whatever, this is a full-time 24/7 job.
Yeah.
You wake up, you're thinking, oh, what's my sub count on? Or what do I do for a video today? Oh, this is coming out today. Do I plan for this? Do I plan for that? It's not, you don't just turn on a camera and it's just not that, boys. It just isn't. And girls, sorry, I keep referring the audience as boys. I apologize. I'm not sexist. It's 2021. Like, even if you're not
it's habit because of your audience.
Yeah, even if you're not male or female, listen, you can identify yourselves as whatever you want. Like, do you, man? Do you? 2021.
So, I mean, realistically speaking, then, Fizzy, like, where do you see your channel being in like 5 years' time? Because obviously, we know what your channel's about. We know what you do, but like in 5 years' time, hopefully EA have fixed the game. But
that's a podcast in itself. Jesus. Oh my God.
But where do you as an individual who's obviously had great success in a year doing what you're doing and has established yourself as a sort of go-to place on YouTube for 6 p.m. FIFA content? Like where do you see your channel being, like I say, in 5 years' time?
5 years. It's like, to be honest, for me, right? Like I want to obviously keep growing, doing what I'm doing. I want to up the level of videos that I do on my channel, because most of my channel right now is just live streams. And like recently I've started, I want to up the level of actual videos and then slowly transition to doing just YouTube uploads and then maybe taking the live stream into a different platform. But that's not guaranteed. Like it's not set in stone. But that is what a lot of the FIFA community and a lot of content creators do. They do a lot of like live streaming and stuff like that on Twitch or Facebook or whatever. And they wrap up some highlights, in a little bow, put them onto YouTube, and obviously it bangs for views. So like in 5 years' time, I definitely want my channel to be. I definitely want to be working towards 1 million subs, 100%. Like my channel, for me, right, my aims are stupidly ridiculous, but if you're not going to be making high aims, like, why are you even doing it? What's the point?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's a big thing, isn't it? Goals, probably if anybody is looking out to start YouTube, goals are a really big thing because they're the one thing that keep you motivated. Yeah. And sometimes, you can set unrealistic goals, don't get me wrong, but like it's not a bad thing having an unrealistic goal because like Fizzy just said there, if he's got a goal of 1 million in 5 years, I can guarantee for a fact, you'll probably back me up in a minute, Fizzy, where you'll be thinking, right, what the hell do I need to do to achieve?
To get, exactly. It's that question. It's just in your mind, like consistently. Okay, it's like, for example, I set like a couple months ago, I set a target of 20k, right? And just consistently, day after day after day, I didn't see that it didn't say 20,000. So I was like, right, what the hell do I need to do? Like, what do people want to see? Yeah. Do I stream for longer? Do I create a new video series? Do I upload this video? Do I do a highlight video? Okay, let me do a 12-hour live stream. Like, there's so many ideas and everything that bounces off. It's so mad. Like, you've probably had this as well. Like, when you, obviously 100%. Your channel and stuff, it's just like, there's always different things that you want to try out and, to get to that goal. And that's the thing. Like, you have something to work towards. With YouTube, one thing it has, like, in life in general, with YouTube, it's given me a sense of working towards something. I was lost before this, I was lost. I was lost. Oh my God. I was walking in dark.
I can relate
I was walking in dark.
To it.
Yeah, I was walking in dark. I was in the forest, walking in dark, no flashlight. Wolves can come from any side, could be a deer here and there. I was lost. I was actually lost. Like, I didn't know what I was doing in life. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So for me, I was just like, okay, cool. Like, the job's okay. Like, earn a little bit of money regularly, but I don't want to be waking up 9 to 5 every day. Dead. Oh, mate, no.
It's true, but I think the biggest problem towards that, because I was the exact same, and obviously my story is a little bit different to yours, but
we'll move on to your story. Your story is much better than mine.
It's not, trust me. One part of it maybe, but the rest no. But like, it is so true. It's like you're always thinking, you're always constantly like, I finish my streams and I'm just like, I struggle to shut off. I'm just like, right, what's the next thing I want to do? Like, what do I need to do? And it's so true with like, with you saying, you reach a point in life where sometimes you're like, I don't know what I want to do for a career. I don't know what I want to do for a living. And that sort of moves on swiftly. I mean, what would you say after you feeling lost and all that lot? Like, what's the best advice you could give somebody that is thinking of doing YouTube? This is the thing.
If you're thinking about doing YouTube, the one thing I would always say is, first of all, you need to mentally prepare yourself to a degree where it's like, this is not going to happen in one day. It's not going to happen in a year. It might not even happen in 2 years. But I tell you what, if 5 years down the line, one video pops, one live stream pops, that's what you're looking for. At the end of the day, right? Every single person who's done YouTube has either had majority of them have had one point where they can pinpoint, okay, that video or that live stream is what set me off. Or obviously you get loads of people, you get some people that just have a steady continuous growth with the crowd and grow whatever. But I think majority of people have either one incident that happens, a viral moment or something like that. So if I'm like, to anyone out there who's obviously listening, and if any of you guys do want to start YouTube or thinking about it, you guys need to mentally prepare yourself, saying that this is not going to be it's not going to be a one night thing. There are going to be loads of days where things don't happen. There's going to be loads of days where you spend 10 hours on doing something or 5 hours on doing something and you get no numbers. There's going to be days where you'll wake up and like your sub count hasn't gone up, your sub count's gone down, your views has not done well on the video. Like, there's going to be loads of these things. And I think if you can mentally prepare yourself for that and just be like, you know what? Video's done crap. Screw it. What's the next video? Let me see if that one can bang. Or, you know what? Stream's done crap. Screw it. Let me stream tomorrow. Hopefully that one will bang. It's just that perseverance and continue. I think YouTube is more perseverance than it is actual, like, in terms of someone can be really good, but do it for a month and not get anywhere. But someone could be not as good. They could still be good content, but not as good. But they'd persevere for a year and they'll grow. So it's more perseverance for me, personally.
I've always said to people, like, the best advice, because I've had it where people are like, because I've come from, you've done, like, most people have started from somewhere. So like, I've come from like a console, you know, streaming from that and worked all my way up to obviously the setup that I've got now. But like, the best advice I could give any of you guys that are looking to do YouTube would be, just stream, just do it. Like, do YouTube. Like, if you want to do video uploads, just do it. Just get your content out there. Don't think about what other people think about you doing it. Don't think about your setup. Don't think about anything. You're not in that position to worry about whether you've got a capture card, whether you've got the best mic,
the techie stuff.
Yeah, like you don't need to think about that. Like, I have seen people that have spent thousands of pounds on an insane setup, but that means nothing when you've got no following. Like, just honestly, use whatever tools you've got at the minute. The latest consoles at the minute are more than adequate to be able to stream from. You don't need to worry about a camera. You know, you can use it. Headsets nowadays have mics on them.
That's true.
Quite literally, just stream
quite a decent one
and start to get. That's what I'm saying. Just literally, just do it. Just like, people sometimes think of excuses to stop why they're doing it. And
man. I
just do it.
I thought of excuses as well, like when I was starting mine. So. Yeah, just do it, man. Just do it.
I'd just say, listen, just do it. Get your name out there. Start building a community, and then as time goes on, you'll know yourself when the time comes that you know you're in a position where you've saved enough money from your job, or you've had a few donations, or etc. etc. When you've built that community, you just know when the timing is right.
And then the thing is, your community. The thing is as well, and I think this is very I can refer it back to you in terms of, like, I think this is your kind of situation where your community will see you grow as well. Like, for example, like the OGs of your community or whatever, right? They'll see your videos and your streams when it was like 6 months ago, and they'll still watch it now, and they'll be like, oh my God, like, your community will grow as your setup and your equipment and all that kind of stuff grows. Do you know what I mean? So
it's true. Like, that's why I'm so big on, like, I uploaded a thing on social media. I think it was on Twitter or Instagram the other week, just to give people a bit of an eye opener that it starts from one thing and it grows up. It's the image that I did was literally just me at my desk with my PlayStation and monitor and
how it started versus how it's going.
Exactly. And I was just like, if that's not an eye opener and a bit of motivation.
I need to find a picture. I need to find one. I still haven't found one. I still haven't got one.
Time's got that rough with my setup, right? Just to give you guys a bit of context, when I was upgrading my setup, I managed to get hold of a second monitor for my setup.
Oh yeah,
and I didn't have a dual monitor stand, so I literally stacked up a bunch of Guinness World Record books and put my monitor on that, so it was on the same level as my other monitor that had a stand.
Yeah, similar to mine. I used to have a card holder for my TV. I had this old TV, and I was just like, I didn't have a stand because I must have lost the stand or broke it or whatever. And it just kept sliding on my desk. So I got a pack of cards, dashed it under. Listen, 2 years, that TV and card stand did the job. I still have the pack of cards as well. I still got them.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
It blows your mind. It gives me, like, I look at the photos of, I'll even look at the streams. I still have all my old streams and stuff like that on my channel personally. Still up there, and it's like, to me, I don't think I'd ever get rid of them because that's just it's refreshing
nostalgia,
to see
man.
how you grow as firstly how you grow as an individual, but two, how like the setup and things like that.
Where you come from. It's always that. It's that memorabilia, isn't it? It's like where you've come from. It's like a footballer grown up in the favelas, football boots, like running around in the mud and then do you know what I mean? It's how it is. It's how it is. Not that we're earning footballer money, because we're not earning peas like that. Don't get it twisted, okay? We're small time YouTubers out here. We don't do all that. But no, it's just nice to see like how you've grown and how far you've come. I think it gives a bit of motivation to you as well. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it. Like, do you think it gives motivation to you, like, when you just see where you've come from and then, to try and make it even better?
I think it's definitely motivation, but I think it's, for me, I get quite emotional when I look at it because like I started my channel just as a hobby. Like I think everybody does that. Like everybody, when they start YouTube, they don't really plan out like where they envision it's going to go and where it's going to be, because nobody knows a lot of the time. Like nobody knows. So it's like, when I see old photos like that, it's just refreshing, because it's just like all the pain and all the struggle, like all the arguments and all the time that you've put into it, it's worth it. You know, it's like this is your little baby, and it's gone from that to that. And then like when you say about motivation, it just I guess it does. It motivates me to want to get to the next level.
That's it. Yeah, more. This is what I mean. Like the next level, like just so you can like it's a pitch. It's basically it's like a way to kind of see your story as well, just in real life, rather than, you know, seeing the subscriber count grow from 0 to whatever. It's like you just see everything upgrading and your community building. It's just, it's sick, to be fair.
Blows my mind. It blows my mind. But so like I say, lads, that's Fizzy's story. It's interesting because I've heard like parts of your story before, like when we spoke, and I'm obviously intrigued I was always intrigued to learn your story. But now, like I say, hopefully you guys, now you know where Team Boozer has come from.
Team Boozer.
We don't need to buy his autobiography, so that's that out the window, Fizzy. You can't bring out an autobiography.
I don't. Do you know what? I wouldn't even know how to start. How the hell would I write a book about me? Like, oh my word. It'd be the worst book ever.
Mr. 6 p.m. That's what it would be.
It'd be called Mr. 6 p.m. It'd actually be called just 6 p.m. or Mr. 6 p.m. It had to be on there. Has to be on there. Oh mate, it's funny, but no,
crazy. But so like I say, that's Fizzy's story. So I mean,
lad to dad. I mean, please, where has lad to dad? Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I remember you coming into my stream, and I didn't like. I think like some of my viewers were watching you as well at the same time, and a lot of them like, oh my god, like you need to go watch him, he's so funny and stuff like that. And obviously I didn't, I did, because I never used to be up like when I think, because obviously you're quite a late night streamer in terms of when you stream and that, and they just came like, Fizzy, honestly, go watch it like when you can. He's live at like 9, half 9, whatever. He's bare funny and that. I just kept, just cheeky one, came into the stream, I was lurking. I'm always a lurker for anyone who doesn't know. Shout out to all my lurkers out there. If you know, you know. But I was a lurker. I just lurked in your streams for a bit, and it was just crazy, man. But how did you start YouTube? Because I know yours is different to mine, isn't it? Yours is different to me. Like
how long we got? Are you sat down?
Oh, I mean, mate. I mean, boys, listen. It's a bit of I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but I'm telling you, you're in for a worldie. You're in for a worldie.
Yeah, listen, now you've set up the expectation that it's amazing. But no, mine's really weird. So obviously, anyone who watches my channel and my content has heard this story about 1 million times and gets bored as soon as anybody mentions it. They do. They do get bored of it. They take the mick out of me now every time it comes up. It's not like I'm gaining anything from it, but it comes up. So, basically, if you ever look at my channel and see my statistics and things like that, my channel was created 11 years ago now. So 2010.
He's a real OG of the website. Not like me.
But the thing is though, when you look at that, your channel was created 2010, and you have only 3K subs. Like, what are you doing? You're doing something wrong. Like my channel was created in 2010. Originally, it was obviously not called LadToDad. My channel was called Stevo in HD, and my name's obviously Steven.
Gotta have the HD in the name. If you know, you know.
You got to. Back then, HD was a big thing. If you know,
crazy,
you know.
Wasn't it? Everyone had you still got Matt HD Gamer. Like you've got like HD was just in the name. Do you know?
It was just a thing, and it was like that transition going from like 720p to 1080p. It was like HD was amazing. It was like high definition, incredible.
It was, wasn't it?
Like that came out. Obviously, my nickname was Stevo. It's such cringe every time I hear it now. But that's how I had the same thing as what you did when you wanted to start. Like, I was a kid. I was just like, I used to watch YouTube videos, and I was like, I want to do it. I'm intrigued. I want to do it. And yeah, obviously I've played FIFA all my life, and I wanted to do FIFA montages back then. So it was like I knew I was all right at FIFA. I was pretty decent. And back then montages were a real big thing on FIFA. So I was like, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go and buy a HD PVR. It was back then.
Wow. Listen, I don't even know what that is. Okay, so if anyone's out there, if you're in the comments, if you're watching on YouTube or I don't know what. Go on. What is that?
That is basically today's Elgato.
Is that Elgato? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, right, it's basically what it was, because obviously Elgato was not a thing back then at all. Jesus. So HD PVRs, it was like this big box, which you connected up, and you obviously used it as your capture card. God. And I remember getting it for Christmas off my mum, and I was over the moon. It was like getting a brand new console, and I thought, this is it. This is my big break. I'm gonna film all these goals. I'm gonna edit them. I'm gonna upload them. I'm gonna be big time YouTube star.
big time Steve-O HD out here. Come on.
And I was literally sat in my bedroom like day after day after day, like spending hours on FIFA, just hitting record and being like, right, today's the day I'm gonna rainbow flick somebody's goalie. I'm telling you, today is the day that I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And anyways, like obviously naturally was playing with different people, and out the blue, I got invited to a party from one of my friends who I'd met obviously online.
Was it in school? And, so this guy, wait.
No, so this guy, I used to do like competitive FIFA. So this guy I sort of met from doing game battles, it was back then. And I sort of met him through there, and he sent me an invite one day, and I thought, I'll join, and no other than KSI or LadToDad was sat in there.
Wait, what?
No,
listen, I've heard this story before. I'm not gonna. Yeah, go on.
He wasn't obviously at the size that he's at now. He was at his first stages of YouTube. Like we're talking like 2K subs. And like we just became friends back then, I'd like to say. We spoke every day, we played FIFA, and obviously for those that don't know, I like to clickbait the hell out of it when I can. But I did do a
Tyler,
video
this video,
back in...
don't judge. All right?
It's a true thing. Like you could...
It's a true story.
Genuinely speaking, the video is out there. It's an unlisted video on his channel, and we were kids, he was nowhere near where the size he is now, and obviously he's blown up, and he's probably the biggest YouTuber in the UK. I'd like to say.
I would think he is. Yeah. He's up there for sure.
I think
he's the biggest. Yeah, he's the biggest UK YouTuber for me. For me, he's the guy. He's the guy. He's the pioneer. So basically, what Lad's saying here is that Steve-O HD. Or was it Steve-O in HD?
It was Steve-O in HD.
Steve-O in HD could have been
full
as big
HD,
as KSI.
high definition.
You could have been part of the Sidemen. Do you know that?
I don't like to think about it like
quick
that.
Question. This is just a quick fun question. Yeah. If you were to replace any one of the Sidemen with yourself, who would you do?
Ooh.
I'm looking for some beef here. Why not?
I'm going to have to say Harry.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'd have to say Harry. Rotoshaw. Yeah.
If any of you guys see this, by the way, listen, big up to yourselves, yeah. Big up the Sidemen.
Don't slide into my DMs. Don't slide into my DMs.
No hate. It's only banter. No hate. But honestly, Harry.
Yeah, like Harry. I don't. Okay. Yeah, but I'm not going to explain my reasoning, because I think that's for a different. That's probably for a conversation over a beer.
No, like, what? No, go on. If you had to listen, go on.
I don't know. I feel like for me, obviously, Rotashaw's individual content is very aimed at the younger audience. Okay. And that's just the only reason why I don't really like his individual content, because it's very in your face, overexcited. So like his FIFA pack openings and stuff like that.
Rotashaw's videos suck.
I'm probably too old now.
Rotashaw, if you're out there, mate, your videos suck. Nah, I'm joking. Nah, I'm only bantering. But nah, fair enough. Listen, everyone's got their cup of tea, as I like to say, and I might not be everyone's cup of tea. You may not be everyone's cup of tea, but
exactly,
we're someone's cup of tea out there. There's plenty of mouths to fill. I'm sure someone will like to drink us as a cup of tea somewhere. So
it's so true though. But yeah, like that story obviously got brought up when I was streaming, and You know, a lot of people have asked, am I still in touch with him and things like that. Like, the answer is no. You know, we've grown up. He obviously focused on YouTube. Yeah,
he could bring in little Team Boozer out there. Do you know what I mean? He could bring Team Boozer up. Anyone wants FIFA stuff.
Little plug. LadToDad is over here. But so yeah, like that relationship just obviously fizzled out, and you know, we obviously went different ways because he was really focused on YouTube. Like, I remember him telling me, like, in parties, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna do it. Like, his parents were a bit like on the edge. They were like 50-50. But yeah, like, I went down the path of as much as I somewhat did enjoy doing YouTube, I really didn't enjoy doing video editing at all. I still don't to this day. I don't have an interest in it. So I went into the real world, and I've been working 9 to 5 for 10 years. And
put in a shift, mate. You.
Well, YouTube just hasn't been touched. The channel's been here, but like, it hasn't been. I've got it. Listen, a man's got to earn a wage.
No, I respect it. I respect it. Nah, fair play. I respect it. Yeah, nah, you're right.
But life goes on. Life goes on, and I've been working. I've obviously met my fiance Sophie. We've had a kid together. He's 4 years old, and I never really thought about YouTube. I did to a degree. It was always in the back of my mind because I think obviously
it's a silent sleep. I think for you it was like, it sounds like it's a silent beast just waiting to be like woken up kind of thing. Because it's like, I'm sorry, but like, listen, life is a funny thing, yeah, but I'm sorry, that's just way too coincidental to the fact that you were with KSI in a party. He was obviously talking about making it on all these things when he had 2K subs. And obviously, listen, fair play. Just by that one conversation, you can tell he's done exactly what he wanted to do, which shows obviously the mentality and the perseverance of the man. But the fact that you were in there, you wanted to do it, it fell off, but now here we are. It's just, when life just puts you in a full spin, and the universe is trying to tell you something, bro. I'm telling you.
It's really funny,
it's crazy.
Because like, when you put it like that, to a degree, it really, really is funny because like, life has gone on, and you've seen, obviously, don't get me wrong, I do some days think, what if? What if is a big thing. Like, you can always be like, mate, what if? It's like when you stream. What if I don't stream today? What if, what if it's just a massive thing?
Probably take another nervous poo, to be honest.
but you literally hit the nail on the head when you just turned around and said, like, what if you carried on, you could have been in the Cybermen. I don't think about it, but I do think about it because I sit here and I'm like, what if I did carry on with YouTube? And, you just never know what the future's going to hold. And so I've not touched my YouTube channel at all in 10 years.
Crazy.
And in March, April, obviously last year, similar to you, coronavirus hit, and I got put on furlough leave in the UK. Obviously, for those of you that don't know what it is, it's a scheme in the UK where basically the government is offering support to businesses to prevent sacking staff effectively. So I was sort of sat at home, and the first week I was sat at home, I was like, I need to keep myself occupied because I can't do any work.
It's just boring, isn't it? Like,
I was like, I watch streamers. Like, I used to watch your obviously content.
Did you?
I did, yeah. I was like, I watched you on YouTube. I watched two people. I watched you and Sync Snipes.
Okay.
And then on Twitch, I obviously watched the normal people, the Pie Face, the
big
Castro,
boys.
all the big boys. And I was like sat here, and I said, what? It's all right.
We didn't know each other at this stage. That's why I'm a bit surprised because I didn't actually know that. So yeah, we didn't know each other.
I did. I was a silent person because I didn't really. I did never ever comment.
You're a lurker,
on anything. I was just like just had it on, and I was like,
chill in the background.
Something in the background. Yeah, in the background while you sat there sweating foot champs.
Oh, mate.
The usual, as you know. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna give stream. I've always wanted to do streaming. I was like, I watch streamers. Streaming somewhat suits my lifestyle because obviously having a 4-year-old son, I was just like, he goes to bed, and I'm just, you know what? I'm gonna.
Sense, doesn't it? Yeah.
I'm just gonna go balls deep, and that's where I relay back the advice.
Balls deep, love it. No,
I was like,
pause, massive pause. There.
The less said about balls, the better. Because if you know from my streams, I love a good limp ball.
Oh,
So we love the balls. That's what we do. But literally on a serious note, I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I don't have the best setup in the world, but my console is enough. It can stream from it. I have my camera from my PlayStation VR that I had. I was like, you know what? I've got a headset. I'm just gonna do it. So if I get no viewers,
did you use the mic through your headset to so people could hear? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough.
It was awful. My first stream's on my channel. Cheeky plug, LadToDad.
Links in the description.
Go watch it.
If you're on Spotify, on YouTube, you know the deal. Come on.
So you're better at that than me. I don't do any of that usually.
I'm basically a beg, bro, at this point, to be honest. I'm plugging every 10 minutes. I don't give a damn. Listen, we're out here. We're trying to make it. It is what it is. The grind goes on. The game's the game, boys. You guys know the deal.
I need to learn that. I need to learn that. I'm telling you. I need to learn from the best. But literally, I was just my first stream's on my channel, and I was just me there with a headset.
Just
I had
FIFA.
Nobody in the stream. Yeah, FIFA originally. Because obviously FIFA was the one thing that I've always played. 18 years and whatever of playing it. I was like, everyone has this thing with FIFA where it's like we all hate it now. But deep down,
you still play it.
Yeah, we miss it. It's such a weird obsession.
Addiction, mate. At this point,
it's
awful. An unhealthy addiction.
It's like the company has us by the balls because they know that they are the only. They are literally though. They are the only bloody. It's the only game that is somewhat playable.
This is the thing.
And we all obviously have a passion for football, but so literally went live. I had nobody watching me, and I just did it. I treated it as if there was loads of people in the stream. I don't know why, but I did. I was just like, welcome to the LadToDad channel.
It's a good stream, isn't it?
Yada. But I just went live, and obviously you get dribs and drabs come through, and I always said if I get people coming into the stream, my number one goal is to try and retain them. I want to ask them very open questions. I literally just I want them to come in, because you know what it's like. Like you go and watch somebody who's only got one viewer, and
it's weird. Sometimes, isn't it? It's awkward, and this is the thing.
Yeah, so sometimes they're not really that engaging and things like that. But like I always said, if somebody comes in, I'm gonna be super over the top. Like if somebody comes in, so like I remember somebody came in and was like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And I was like, "Gas." I was like. Fuck me. I was like, we made it. I was like, oh, hey, bro, like, welcome in. Like, and I think I was playing Foot Champs, and I was just like, oh, are you playing Foot Champs? Like, what's your record?
Just to engage.
What's your team looking like?
I think
I was just wanting
that's
to
a big tip for anyone out there. My man's just giving us a cheeky gem. That's a big one. If you're streaming to no one, just treat it like you got 1,000 people in the stream. Jump about, show your personality. Just talk to yourself. Who cares? Who cares?
If you pack a banger, you celebrate like you've packed a banger, regardless if anybody's watching or not. If you want to rage on Foot Champs, just rage. Just do
your
it.
thing. Yeah, literally.
But just being open, being absolutely open with everybody that came in. I wanted them to type, because obviously if you're having that's what it is. You're having a conversation with people, true. I wanted people to type and spam chat, and the only way to do that is to ask open questions. So, just started streaming FIFA, and I, somewhat like you, I found a little bit of a gap in the market. Because I'm a late night streamer. I go live normally sort of 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. There wasn't really especially on YouTube, there wasn't really anybody doing FIFA. I noticed. If there was, they were like Italian or French.
Yeah, it was like there wasn't any there definitely wasn't any UK people that I saw.
No.
Especially
and that's just, I guess, in some respect, you go back and you're like, you found a gap in the market. But
that is it.
I just went consistent. I just went, you know what, I'm going to go live every single night. I took like a day or two off sometimes, but I just went, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to establish myself at sort of 9:30, whatever time I went live. Every single day I'll be consistent, just doing FIFA. And next thing you know, you're gaining subs. Originally I had a goal in 2020 of hitting a K subs.
From March.
I had a goal. I was like, I'm gonna hit a K subs. I'm gonna do it by the end of the year. Next thing you know, I hit a K, I think, in
doing all right here, boys. Let's get the champers out.
It's like, what do I do now?
Book the VIP. Come on, boys, let's go.
And then obviously as time goes on, you know, you grow a bit more, you start to engage in different communities. And that's what I was doing. I was just like, when I wasn't streaming during the day, I was just popping into other streamers. I was just like starting a conversation with them, and naturally, you know, they look at your channel because it was all branded, etc. And they check out what you do, and conversations happen. So and then like we sit here now, and we obviously hit 3K subs, which is a massive milestone for me of my size. You know, similar to your 20K. I mean, we had a great end to the year together.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, like that pretty much is the channel as a whole. Like that's how it started, and that's where it's at now. But in terms of content,
there's been a bit I was just about to say, you segue into it quite well. There was a moment for you, wasn't there? There was a kind of like a period where you were a little bit undecided on the content you were doing, because I know that we had a lot of conversations about it. Like, you know, you were doing FIFA, like, you know, numbers are good, views are good, but you just didn't feel good.
No, man. No, it was nothing to do with that. It was nothing to really do with like the streaming element of it. Yeah. It was more the mental state of me playing a bloody game. And some of you might think, I mean, most of you do play FIFA. A lot of the people that are in my community, in your community, we play FIFA.
You'll know the struggle.
And exactly. And like something just happened. Like the mental state of how I was playing a game, I was like, this is not normal. You know, I'm sat here smashing controllers on stream. Like, what am I doing? Mental, you know, raging at some pixels, for crying out loud. And most of you can relate to that. You know, we play FIFA, and it's a love-hate relationship. And it just reached a point where I was just like, I'm not enjoying myself. Yes, people that are watching me are enjoying it, but I'm not. And I started to just turn against the game. I started to turn against the whole pay-to-win model, the whole gambling aspect of it, the whole gameplay. I can't lie.
There was a few times you fully just lashed out. I remember just lurking in streams, and it was crazy. Like, rage, just rage, like, because I'm a person who doesn't. For me, like a lot of people say, "Oh, why don't you rage at the game and stuff?" I do rage here to hit that time to time, but I just don't take. I take the game for what it is, which is it's a game that has so much broken with it that you're never gonna get what you want out of it 100%. So just try and take what you can, but. Mate, I saw some of your streams and I was like, "Whoa!" Like,
do you know what I think? Do you know what I think the worst thing is because the game, what I grew up on, and obviously a lot of you guys that watch this have played FIFA for year after year after year. The game I grew up on was a very, very fun, enjoyable game. Although it had a competitive nature to it, and I'm a very competitive person. That it was fun, you know. It was like there was none of this foot champs playing, you know, 30 games a weekend or whatever to get the best rewards. There was none of that element. It was just like fun. You jump on, you play with your favorite team, and you know, obviously I'm a Leeds fan, so I was playing with Leeds, and you play against other teams that are of a similar level as Leeds. It was just fun. Like, there was none of the shit that there is now, my French. But
mate,
it would just
Varane and Mendy. If you know, you know. If you
trigger
if you
straight
know,
away.
you know. Oh, mate.
You load up that bloody loading screen.
No,
you see
you're
it.
not wrong, to be fair. No, you're not wrong though, mate. You're not wrong. I mean,
so I just reached a point where I was just like, it's so pathetic. Like, I'm 28 years old and I'm raging over a game on stream. Like, what am I doing with myself? So, like, you know, I just completely fell out of love with the game. And, you know, I made a big decision. I made a decision to go, you know what? I've built up my audience playing FIFA, but there's more to FIFA. There's got to be more to FIFA. I was like, I've got to bring my enjoyment back to gaming, because that's the one thing I was really falling out of love with, was gaming as a general, like as a whole. I went, you know what? I'm just gonna pack it in. I just said I'll play it casually from time to time, but I'm not gonna prioritize. I'm not gonna makeshift my whole channel around FIFA anymore. So, for the past month, I've been playing other games.
Well, to be fair, like I said, like at the start, I called you a COD streamer. But to be fair, honestly, like, you're right there, because like obviously, like you've switched from FIFA to other games, Call of Duty and stuff. But like you can just, as a viewer, right? Because obviously watching a channel and like just playing and stuff like that, you can just notice a difference. You know, like when you're playing a game, like you can just notice a difference. Like it's so much more chilled, so much more actual enjoyment, so much more like between like the social aspect of things. Whereas FIFA, you're narrowed down, sweat between your butt cheeks, like you know the other guys drop back 10. Like, do you know what I mean? Do you know what it is? It's just crazy. So
do you know what I just think the worst thing is, right? The worst thing
Cool.
is I touched on it with FIFA. It's just the competitive nature that they've brought in.
Yeah,
I just
I
feel
agree.
like there's no other game, and I say it time and time again. I said it when I used to rage. There's no other game I feel in the market that the more money you put into the game, the better advantage you've got over your opponent.
100%, like 100%. It's just so broken. Like you'll buy a skin in Fortnite, you'll look nice. Doesn't make your damage do more. Doesn't make your guns more powerful. Doesn't give you more health. Like doesn't make you build faster. Like you load up 24k FIFA points, like me, absolute donkey. You know, you hit a cheeky KDB, sell them on for 100k. Now you got money to do SBCs. Now you got money to. Do you know what I mean? It's actually crazy what EA have done with the game. It's mental.
And it's that mentality that like everybody's got now. It's like every game mode, even in these friendlies that we're doing, it's just like the reason they're so competitive now is because Ultimate Team, this mode, it's like the goal of Ultimate Team is to have the best players. The only way to get these best players is by either spending your life savings on a game, because let's be honest, FIFA points are not cheap.
People have done it.
Or you know, get the best results on the game and rely on luck a lot of the time. So
it
it's
is
like,
luck. Like the game is luck. That's how. Imagine that. Like the game, you play what you play, right? There could be a guy who gets a gold 3 every single week, which is a ranking foot chance people don't know. But yeah, someone could do crap and get insane rewards. Someone could do sick and get nothing. In what other game? In what other game does that happen where you don't get rewarded for what you've put into the game?
I mean, right now, you look at like the games in the market, even from a competitive point of view, right? There's a lot of casual players out there on FIFA who somewhat to a level will still enjoy it because it's casual. But
I don't think they'll know. They don't. The thing is, those casual players, they don't play the game enough to actually notice the broken mechanics anyways. They'll just play like, oh yeah, I lost in FIFA. Oh yeah, I won in FIFA. Like,
these casual players will not be playing 30 foot champs games a weekend. I can tell you that right now. They just won't. You know, but I've labeled the game now. I don't even. You've heard me say it time and time again. I don't even think it's a football game anymore. It's gone past that. It's become a card trading game. Genuinely, it's a card trading game. You know, I have played the game day in, day out. Seriously, I've played the game day in, day out, and I come up against an opponent who's spent 3 months trading on it and has got a ridiculous team. But because I actually physically play the game,
you don't get rewarded for it as much.
I don't get rewarded for it. So, listen, I fell out of love with it a long time ago. I still play it. But yeah, in terms of like my channel content, in some respect, I want to be a variety streamer or a variety channel where I just want to have enjoyment of playing games that I enjoy. And I sort of made that decision that I didn't want to be too focused on the numbers. Whereas like I know you're really big on the numbers. For me, I was more wanting to focus on my mental health and my enjoyment factor when streaming. I didn't want to just stream for 4 or 5 hours and hate the game that I'm streaming, because that just comes across as though I personally feel as that wouldn't be a fun stream to watch. So COD for me has been a blessing in disguise. I've met some incredible people through COD that I would never have met through FIFA. So
fair enough.
My mission is to try and build, I guess, a little community.
There you go.
Playing different games.
This is the thing. I mean, to be fair, like it's one of those ones, especially with like streaming like different games. Like you can easily there's so many content creators. Like for example, like if you look at the Sidemen, they'll play whatever they want as long as you have a community. I think what people forget is that like even to me at this point, so to some degree, I kind of don't even live by this at this point. But I think a lot of people don't realize that if you have an actual community that support you as a content creator, you as a person, I think they'll watch whatever you put out because it's you that they're there for. They're not there to see your 30 elite rewards. They're not there just because you're elite at FIFA. Like, do you know what I mean? They're there because, oh, we want to see LadToDad play COD. We want to see LadToDad play Among Us or whatever. So
it's very true though. Like, I've noticed, and don't get me wrong, it can demotivate some people. I've seen a drop in terms of viewing numbers. Don't get me wrong. When I still get messages now of the people that followed me because of FIFA, they're like, "When are you next playing FIFA? When are you next doing this?" And you know, the numbers will drop off because you've built up your community on one game, but yet your hard, loyal people, like you've said, that are there for you, not necessarily the game. You know, they'll be supporting you. And I will always say this to anybody. Numbers can sometimes be demotivating, honestly, because you can look at your numbers and be like, oh, I've only got this amount, or I've not achieved this, I've not achieved that. Honestly, from my point of view, I would say just as long as you're having fun what you're doing, the rest means nothing, personally.
Yeah, I think the thing is, I think nowadays as well, people are, and like you said, I am a bit of a kind of person who does this in terms of numbers, but like I think a lot of people get caught up in the number. I get caught up in the number. Like I'll have, like I said, I'll have a stream where, for example, I'll have a stream where it doesn't get as many subscribers as I think it would get or it should get or whatever, and I'm like, oh, that was a crap stream. But I could have just had. The thing is, if I didn't focus on that, I could have had more fun on the stream. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
so
definitely.
I think even for me, like as a content creator, I need to start looking at the numbers is important to some degree, depending on what you want from it. But I think I think there also has to be a balance where you're like, okay, like, are you even enjoying the content you're making? Like, So yeah, I get what you're saying. To be fair,
it's just so true. I just feel like, I don't know. It is true. It is true. Listen, numbers will always be important, like Fizzy says, dependent on, you know, the goal for anybody doing this to a degree is to do it full time, because you know, you wouldn't be doing it otherwise. Like, yes, it begins as a hobby. It will always be a hobby.
Yeah.
But if you've got the right mindset, you know, you're able to make this full time, and numbers do play a really important role in that. To a degree, you know, and when I say to a degree, there's been channels that we've seen, you know, that have got the numbers in terms of subscribers, but like when they do live streaming, you know, me and Fizzy are pulling in more numbers than them. So it's like,
it's crazy. Little flex right there, but you know, nah, I'm joking.
But it's so true though. Like, it's,
it is. You're right. Yeah.
It's so weird how it all works, but like the number one thing I will always say, you as the individual, you know, for anyone that is looking to get into YouTube and content creation, you as the individual, you've got to enjoy what you're doing, because naturally, if you aren't enjoying it, it comes across in your content.
Yeah,
streams,
people notice.
You know,
like there have been days where I've not, and this is me being 100% honest and see through. And to be fair, the people who probably asked me these questions on stream, if you're watching this, yeah, you know, innit? But there's been days where like I'll be in a like not a good mood or in a bit of a downer, and I just don't want to stream. I'll go live because obviously, you know, I got to grind and that's just what I got to do. But I'll go live and someone will ask me like, Fizzy, yo, you okay? Like you sound a bit different today, and I'm like, how the hell are you picking that up? What are you talking about? Obviously, you play it off, be like, nah, man, I'm fine, whatever. But sometimes there are days like that. And yeah, like those are the days you got to get through, to be fair. And that's what I think, like, it's one of the downers of doing this as a whole thing. Like, yes, it's brilliant. Yes, it's, some people see it as not a job. Yes, people see it as, oh, you're just playing games on a computer. Like, that's what my family say anyways. And like, but at the end of the day, there is a whole work inside and getting things done, and you know, getting the logistics of something sorted out, you know, and there's loads of things to it. So I think people just gotta, if you want to do it full time on a serious level, you have to be ready to fail 1,000 times to get the one time that blows up. I think
it's so true. It is so true. That's probably like the one thing that I'd agree, like massively agree with you on is be prepared to understand that it's not easy. You know, there is a lot that you think about, and unless you're in the situation like me and Fizzy are at the minute, like we know what it's like. We're actively telling you, like, you can overthink things so easy, whether it's like what should like Fizzy messaged me the other day. You spoke to me the other day and you said, what do I put as my title for this video?
Yeah, this is it. Like... something as simple as that as just titling the video. I'm just stressing the hell. I'm like, oh my god, like what? I'm bugging out.
Because naturally, the reason you overthink that is because you want the most out of.
You want the most out of the video.
You don't want your time wasted.
You want it to be good content. Exactly. This is it.
It's just mad. Like I was like a lot of you guys now. I was like, oh, it's just easy. I'll go live and I'll become the new KSI or whatever. But genuinely speaking, mate. it's a slog. It's a slog. But I go back to it. You've got to enjoy it. Have fun with it. 100. You do you. That's probably the number one thing that I'd say. Yeah. You do you.
Well, I haven't asked you this, but just quick question, last one before we finish off on that. What do you want to do in the next 5 years? Your channel? Because you asked me, and I said work towards like a mil subs kind of thing, but I don't think I've ever asked you that. Like,
when I said I like to overthink? Yeah, this is one of the things that I overthink. I honestly, to be honest, my initial when I first started was to just purely be FIFA. I wanted to find myself as like an established FIFA content creator, late night, because there wasn't anybody really doing that on YouTube. And low key, if you want to do it, there's still an opportunity there to do it. Bit of advice there for you. I honestly don't know. Is my honest answer. I still don't know to this day. I definitely feel like the variety game channel is something that I'm really, really an advocate of, because I've fallen somewhat in love with gaming as a whole again, thanks to not playing FIFA, which is bizarre. But like, I just feel as though because I've played FIFA for so many years, I've missed the opportunity to play other games that everybody rants and raves about.
Mate, summer, if right, summer Among Us blew up. Do you know how many content creators it blew up?
Yeah.
Over
lockdown. For me, it was Fall Guys.
Yeah, Fall Guys. Yeah, Fall Guys came out, and then after that, it was Among Us, and people. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm hooked on Among Us videos. Listen, I know I'm like 3 to 4 months late, but mate, Among Us blew so many content creators up during the summer because of the game and stuff. So yeah, I get that.
I think that's just one of the things. Like, I look at some of the inspirations for me were like the big time sort of Twitch streamers. I didn't really watch YouTube streams, and
I didn't either,
at the time. I watched a couple. Like I say, I watched you Sync, but like in terms of watching how other streamers did it, specifically on Twitch, Pieface, Nepenthes, you watch them and you notice that there gets to a period when they were doing FIFA that they sort of had enough of FIFA as well.
Yeah,
and they were just playing whatever games they wanted to play. Yeah. So I'm not ruling FIFA out. Listen, I'm never gonna rule FIFA out, but like, I don't want it to just be the one game that I'm known for.
Yeah,
I wanna play other games, because I feel like playing other games gives me that opportunity to that whole what if, if I was playing FIFA consistently and I play, I don't know, say the new Harry Potter game that's coming out this year, I never played that Harry Potter on stream. You didn't know that there was a Harry Potter game?
No, wait, what? Wingardium Leviosa, come on.
This is what FIFA does to you. I'm telling you, this is what FIFA does to you.
Wait, when's it coming out? This year?
Yeah, it's this year on next gen.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you know about Harry Potter games on PS2 and PSP,
I played them on PSP.
I
played them on PSP. I played the Harry Potter game on PSP.
Oh, mate, incredible! Yeah. I cannot wait for it. But like I was saying, like, if I was still doing FIFA, I don't think I'd be playing that game on stream. And the whole, if I start streaming it and I get other content creators who randomly come on board and stuff, like, if I was still playing FIFA, it would be like, what if?
And collab maybe. And you build a community, to be fair.
But that's where I'm sort of sat here and I'm like, it's the what if. It's the what if I stay doing FIFA. Listen, I don't think nobody knows what the future's going to hold for anybody.
True.
And, the one thing that I'm going to definitely do over the next 5 years is obviously I want to grow the LadToDad brands that I've created.
Yeah.
And, I just want to have fun. I want to have fun, whether that takes me down still gaming or if it takes me more down a bit of a vlog route.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't know what the future's going to hold. But either way, no matter what I do, I want to enjoy it, because life's too short, man.
Life's too short, people. 2020 has been a madness. Honestly, it's 2021 as we're recording this, but let's hope it's a better year, man. But honestly, guys, thank you so much for listening in to the Vibe podcast. If you did enjoy it, of course, if you're on YouTube, smash the hell out of the like button, subscribe, join the Vibe gang. I don't know what we're going to call it, but it's just the Vibe.
Vibe gang.
I don't know, man. If you're chilling in, like, if you're enjoying it, obviously our plans are, like we said, we're going to try and get different guests on, depending on, obviously, who is available and who would like to come on, obviously, at the end of the day. you know, we're not exactly pulling up trees. Obviously, this is a new channel and stuff, but hopefully some people would like to come on and obviously share their story and things like that. So leave it down in the comments below. Who would you guys, if you had to choose one guest right here, right now, if you guys would have to choose one guest, who would you guys want on the Vibe podcast? Leave it down there in the comments below. Get typing and things like that. And I'm not sure how regular these are going to be. Probably maybe once a week, something like that. Obviously, we'll, you know, once things will come into place, we'll sort you guys out. If you're on Spotify listening, follow up, you know. I don't even know.
Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Yeah. I think that's the thing, isn't it? I think for us it's something
different.
new.
It's different for us.
Yeah,
it's something, you know,
different. Hopefully. Yeah. I just feel hopeful. The one thing I hope you guys have learned is, like, you've learned a bit more about me, you've learned a bit more about Fizzy, and obviously the plans for this podcast, and hopefully it's been enough for you to, you know, follow this journey, because this is going to be a fresh new channel.
This is a different vibe.
From exactly.
All right. Nah. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy, and we will catch you in the next episode with a guest, with another guest. I don't know. We'll see. Who knows?
Right. Take care, guys.
Yeah. Peace.